why don't we jump to Boygenius real quick? Yeah, they only released an EP. This is relatively new, well, a brand new band actually, made up of Julien Baker, Phoebe Bridgers, and Lucy Dacus. Now, I don't think we've talked about any of them except for maybe I mentioned Julien Baker last year during our best of episode. Just that one, her album, Turn Out the Lights, was what an honorable mention for me for the year. Really great album. Kind of chilly sounding in parts, and Spacey gave a lot of room to breathe, but her vocals took it home, and she's an amazing songwriter. And that's kind of I think that's kind of the appeal of these three, is that very different, but they all kind of talk about a lot of the same things, but very directly. Like, they don't really pull punches in their lyrics, and I think you can kind of hear that on this record. Before we jump into it, I think an important thing to bring up with this is that they're going on tour together, all three of them, and they created this band as almost like a slight to critics in the industry. Oh, you basically put women in indie rock in their own category and don't see us as individuals. Just like, oh, it's women in indie rock. Game is a boy genius, but like girl genius or woman genius. Like, so this is inherently supposed to. I think the point of the album in a lot of ways is to kind of bring that to light and about that to critics. So you really like this album, because I think that there's enough here that's different from most indie rock that you probably left saying, oh, I like this a lot. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm very predictable when it comes to modern rock music. Yeah, I think the songwriting, like you said, really impressive. Those three as solo artists, they're all their calling cards, right? I think now, I think 3 of these songs were already released before the EP dropped, so it's pretty small offering. And I think a lot of these songs, they almost don't quite sound like collaborative songs. They sound more like, all right, here's the Julien Baker song. Maybe the other two are in the So I think it's really a really great proof of concept for what these three could definitely make if they were interested in making a full length project. Regardless, what they do have here, I think, is pretty cool. I think "Stay Down" in particular, I really liked. I think that's one of the singles already out, but it's the first time I was hearing it, and I think the whole thing, like the whole meta thing with the title. I mean, the women of indie rock. I mean, we reviewed Snail Mail earlier this year. Same thing. It's the women of indie rock are the ones making the best indie rock. So rather than just use labels, just say it how it is. They're the ones at the top right now, so they deserve that respect. They should all be lumped together. And again, I'm not super familiar with these artists, but I can see that off this. So it's I think any rock fan, it's a must listen.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with what you're saying about how it doesn't sound totally cohesive. I think the only song on the whole album, and it's kind of the centerpiece, is "Salt in the Wound." Is probably their most collaborative sounding song, where you can tell that they're all working together, and it doesn't sound like, oh, this is Phoebe's turn or this is Lucy's turn. They showed a lot of chemistry on this, and I wish this was more than probably just a side project and maybe touring together will propel that forward if they really like working together. And it seems like they have a lot of shared interests, but there's a lot of potential here. And not only is the songwriting great, but I thought the structure and the production of this was just phenomenal. Especially on a song like "Salt in the Wound" or "Stay Down," you can really hear, like, it's very crisp sounding. The instruments are played almost perfectly. Like, there's a lot to like here. So like you said, if you're a rock fan of any sort, and especially indie rock, you got to be checking these gals out.